Hi creatives, it's KM and I'm bringing you a time-lapse tutorial for how I set up my bullet journal for 2018. So first of all, we're going to be creating a vision board for my word of the year. Now I'm choosing to set a word of the year instead of a resolution, as I think it's a better way of framing change for the year, rather than just setting a resolution you're not going to stick to. So to do this, I've selected a set of pictures that inspire me and I feel reflect what I want to achieve for the year. I've then stuck these down in the format that I like, and using a Silver Pilot Supercolour pen, I've written out my letters for my title. I've then cut these out and stuck them down, and I'm going back with a black paint marker on one side of the letters to create some three-dimensionality. And then, to brighten things up, I'm just adding in a pop of teal watercolour paint. Lastly, on some gift tags, I'm writing out the quote, "Never let success go to your head, or failure go to your heart," and I'm going to attach these in as a reminder for whether I achieve or fail to achieve my vision. I really suggest you use a vision board in your bullet journal because it will keep you inspired to achieve your goals throughout the year. Next up, we're going to be creating the Level 10 Life Spread. This is a spread to help you evaluate your satisfaction in 10 areas of life and set goals to raise you to 100% life satisfaction. The central part of this spread is to create a satisfaction diagram. So to create it, I've drawn 10 concentric circles, and I'm drawing 5 lines through the centre point to divide it into 10 sections. On the opposite page, I'm drawing out 10 boxes which I will later use to fill in my goals for each area. We'll get on to what these areas of your life are in a bit. To brighten up the page, I'm using a range of green and blue watercolours to create a drip effect. I'm also going to paint this onto my 10 goal boxes. I'm then flicking the rest of this paint across the page to break up the blank white space. While I waited for that paint to dry, I coloured in the wooden letters silver to fit the page colour scheme. I then added in the quote, "Take daily steps in the direction of your dreams," as I thought this fitted the goal-setting purpose of this spread. As you can see, I then added in the titles for each life area: family and friends, career and study, recreation, personal development, fitness, diet, relationship, environment, finances, and giving and contribution. I'm now going to show you a quick example of how this spread works. If you ranked your family and friends satisfaction at a 6 out of 10, you would shade up to the 6th circle. On the following page, you set 2 goals per area. So, for example, you could set the goal to see your friends more. And to make sure you follow through with it, set 5 steps to help you achieve that, such as arranging study meetups or travelling to see friends out of town. By following this process of 5 steps for each goal, you end up with 100 steps to take across the year, to give you a better year than the last. Next up, I'm going to quickly show you how I created my yearly calendar. To create a quick at-a-glance view of each month, I'm cutting out some circles from this butterfly paper. To make these stand out, I'm going around them with a black Posher paint marker. I'm then writing out the headings for my months, thickening the vertical sections as I go to create a calligraphy look. With this green marble effect paper, I'm creating little banners by cutting it into strips and cutting out a triangle into either end. I'm then writing the letters for each day of the week before writing in a calendar view of each month. Next, as you can see here, I'm drawing out a calendar view where I can write in events and birthdays and other important dates to remember. In the first column, I'm writing down all the numbers for each date. I'm then going to finish this spread off with some lace effect washi tape and some watercolour paint, fading it out from the bottom up to create a dip dye look. I'm now going to begin setting up my January pages. I always feel a bit sad after Christmas when the festivities wear off, so this month's theme is mountain stags to try and keep up the winter festive vibes. I'm starting to draw out the outline for my title page illustration, and then I'm going to rub it out to leave only a faint trace so it doesn't show through the watercolour paint. I'm going to be working in a palette of blues, greens and browns for my illustration, like the blues and greens you can see I'm putting onto the mountains now. When it comes to painting the fur textures, the best tip I can offer is to always paint your strokes in the direction that the fur would naturally go. As a general rule, this means working from the centre of the body outwards. By keeping a high level of contrast between my shadows and highlights, it creates an effect of three-dimensionality, as well as creating a more stylised and graphic look. Once the paint has dried, I'm going over in a black V-ball roller pen. On my mountains, I'm using a series of closely drawn lines to add texture and depth. I'm then continuing to ink in the rest of my illustration using loose, liberal strokes to create an illustrative feel and adding silver to the mountains to give them some shine to make it look a bit more special. I'm then attaching this to my page and creating a washi tape border. I'm then going to start drawing out my monthly calendar view, and I'm thickening the outside by about 1/2 centimetre to create a border to make it stand out against the rest of the page. I'm then writing in my numbers for the calendar view in some silver pen. The box here that I've drawn out on the bottom left is a monthly version of the level 10 life spread, so I can set mini monthly steps to make sure I'm on track to achieving those yearly aims. I'm also writing in a to-do list for tasks I need to do across the month. Next, I'm going to write out my January header title. Now, before everyone says it, I am aware that I've spelled January wrong, but I promise I have gone back since recording and corrected this. Last but not least, I'm finishing this page off with another mountain illustration to bring the double page together. We're now going to start work on my trackers page, starting with a mood tracker. I'm going to be drawing a stag with 31 plants on its antlers that I will colour in a different colour depending on my mood. I find that creating a detailed and quite beautiful mood tracker helps me keep up with it, as I want to complete the final image. I'm adding a key here at the bottom so I can easily remember which colour corresponds to each mood. And lastly, I'm adding in the dates of the month to each flower. To go along with the mood tracker, I think it's really important that you have a habit tracker, so you can see which behaviours have an impact on your mood. I'm going to list my habits down the column on the side and the days across the top, and then shade in each square when I complete the action. In a similar vein to this, I'm also going to create a sleep tracker. I'm listing the dates of the month along the vertical axis and the time along the horizontal, so that I can fill in horizontal bars to show me what time I went to bed and what time I woke up. I'm also then going to go ahead and add in a simple social media tracker. Please go ahead and post a comment with links to your journals and social media, as I'd really love to see them, and I'll be sure to comment on them too. All of my social media links can be found in the description. My last tracker that I'm adding is a mini expenses tracker, where I can write down my ingoings and outgoings to keep track of how much I'm spending. To finish off, I'm adding a quick painting of some plants that will match those on my mood tracker when it is complete. I then thickened up some of the lines to bring out the detail, and we are officially done with the tracking page. On this page, I'm quickly drawing out a heading for my memories page, where I'll stick photographs and other reminders of positive things that happened in January. The last page of my monthlies is a doodle a day spread. Now, the idea of this is to keep you drawing every day by removing the pressure of creating something big and perfect. You can fill in a box each day with either a drawing that represents your day or just a random doodle, and at the end of the month you'll have a whole set of little artworks that you can look back on. To jazz up the page a bit, I'm adding in a quick painting of some mountains and some decorative lace washi tape. Last but not least for this video, I'm going to show you how I'm setting up my weekly spread for the month, to hopefully give you some inspiration for yours. I'm creating a vertical layout with the top section being for writing appointments and scheduling my time. Underneath that, I've got a little water tracker where I'll shade in each droplet for a glass of water that I drink, as I really don't drink enough. Under that, there's a section for writing tasks and to-dos. I like to start each day by using this box to write down a list of tasks that I need to do, and then scheduling a time to do them above, so that I have a plan I can stick to make sure that I'm being productive. At the side here, I'm adding a gratitude log, as I didn't have space to fit it in my monthlies, and this is to encourage me to look for something positive in each day. Across the top, I'm writing the dates inside some flowers to try and add some artistry to what is quite an intense organisational page. At the side, I've also added in a quick calendar view. I've done this on some card, as I wrote the dates in wrong the first time. Lastly, you can see that I've used some watercolour to brighten up the page, and we are done with our January setup. I'm now going to flick back through my journal with you for a quick recap of what we've covered. First of all, there was the vision board to create inspiration for the year. Next, there was the level 10 life spread to help set fulfilling goals. Then there was the yearly calendar or future log. And into January we began with a title page, a calendar, some monthly goal and task setting. We then had the tracking spread for moods, habit, sleep, social media and expenses, a January memories page, the doodle a day spread, and lastly, our weekly planner. Thank you so much for watching the video right to the end, and if you liked it, please subscribe. Don't forget to link your social media in the comments below and tell me what your goals for the year are as well. If you want to see more, all of my social media links can be found in the description, and I'll see you on Friday for more creative journal and sketchbook inspiration. Until then, keep creative.